Wake up with a smile, and then in a while, come to lunch with the ladies. Lunch with the ladies. Lunch with the ladies. Lunch with the ladies.
Hi, I'm Susie. Welcome to Lunch with the Ladies. We are so excited about this. Pretend you're out to lunch with your lady friends. That's what we're going to talk about, the same things. We are ladies of a certain age, but we're always going to have a young one on hand to keep us current. We may all think that we're hip and cool, but I think just the fact that I said hip and cool shows our age. But that's okay. We're blessed that we're still here. We've done a lot of living and we have a lot of opinions about that living that we've done. Right now, we're on Zoom. Yes, we've mastered Zoom even at our age. The only problem with Zoom is I can't get the song out of my head. If you can't get the song out of your head and you know what 02134 is, you're in the right place. We are going to discuss just about everything except politics. We're going to talk about things that unite us, our likes and our dislikes. And we're going to get different opinions. We also have a lineup of special guests and celebrities waiting to join us for lunch. So let's get started. First, I'm going to introduce our co-hosts. We have Beth Breyer.
Hello.
Messalina Morley.
Hello.
And Ileana Guibert.
Hello.
I think for this first episode, since this show was born of the pandemic and we've all been living through it, and it is probably the biggest thing we will ever live through, anyone that's living right now. Hopefully this is the only one that we're going to be living through. Let's discuss what's been going on during this pandemic. And also, I'd like us to all talk about things that we want to do when things get back to normal. I'm not vaccinated yet, but I see a light at the end of this tunnel. So somebody tell me, what have you been doing with your time?
Well, first of all, may I start? Because it's been a hard week. I'm breaking up with my pajamas. We've been together for a year. We're heading in different directions. And I'm really looking forward to putting on clothes, visiting my shoes, maybe wearing them a few times. It's a small step, but it's a start.
I was just reading something today where someone said they looked at their heels and they just said, I have to wear them the whole time I'm out.
That's the advanced days.
I think when this pandemic is over, we're going to see a lot of ladies walking in the streets in their heels, but walking, you know how a deer walks, a baby deer when they're first learning to walk, or a little horse, a little pony. Yeah, I think that's going to be us because we've been out of our heels for so long.
Oh, I think we should practice before we go out in public.
I have heels right now. I was like, I'm wearing them for today. I'm doing it.
I've just been switching to loafers. I'm like, why bother going back to them? Just make it comfy. So I'm like, I'm done.
That's it. That's what.
I think we'll see a lot of that. I've also seen, I opened up a catalog. I opened up Venus and Boston Proper. I wanted to look and see what the fashions were to see what I was missing. A lot of florals are in, but I also noticed that comfort clothing, or I don't know what they called it, but it was like comfortable clothing that you can wear out, which I wish they made like years and years ago.
Like athleisure?
Or lounge wear, casual wear, lounge wear maybe.
Yes. Has anyone had a favorite sweatshirt or something they've been wearing?
Yes. And not only my favorite, but I stand in front of the washing machine going, hurry. I want to put you back on.
I have a onesie it's got like the hood and like the fake fur like trim, and it's got feet. And so I just go around in like this brown bear onesie all day, and I'm like, it's the best thing ever.
I was telling my husband my sweatshirt is not comfortable anymore. My favorite pink one that I've been wearing, it's got pilling in it, and he didn't know what pilling was. And I said, that's how many times I've worn it. I actually went into my son's bedroom and got some of his old sweatshirts to wear because I was tired of mine.
I love dressing up. So to be honest, I've not worn any sweats. I've worn some leggings, but, sometimes I'll just make it a point to say, you know what, I really love that dress. And even though I'm not going anywhere, I'm wearing it. And I'll just put on, one of my dresses. I even got a couple of like long winter maxi dresses during the holiday that were velvet. Oh my God, they were beautiful. They were just wrap-around velvet dresses that went down to the floor. And my daughter would laugh. She was like, "Mom, where are you going? You look like you're royalty. Where are you going?" I said, "That's right. I am royalty, baby."
Did you do video calls? You should call people, show them what you're wearing.
I should. Well, maybe next time I'll wear one of my really fancy dresses.
I do sound amazing.
I've noticed I saved a lot of money during this pandemic. I wasn't replenishing my makeup like I usually do. My pocketbooks are like looking at me and saying, "Take me someplace."
Except for Amazon. You've been, I don't know about you, but I've bought a lot on Amazon.
I have, but it's not the same as touching and feeling and looking at things.
True. It wasn't clothing. It was things like press and seal. I was really excited. I ordered 2 rolls at a time. I was excited. It was the beginning of the pandemic.
Tell me, what does everyone miss the most this past year?
Family, like your extended family versus, just the people that you live with. I'm lucky I've got my daughter doing college remotely, so she's home. And then I grabbed my mom at the beginning of the pandemic and brought her to my house. So I've had the 2 of them. But yeah, I just miss family and friends and eating out at great restaurants. I think my first visit to a restaurant, I'm just going to order 3 of my top desserts and forget the food. I'm just going to order 3 great desserts.
Perfect. I miss the spontaneity of people just stopping by for a cup of coffee or being able to visit somebody, drop something off at their house. It's become what you see in those pandemic movies where you take a bag and you leave it at the front door and you ring the bell and run. It's not normal.
I think I'm gonna miss. I've been missing parties a lot. I want to be able to dress up and have friends round and play games and I don't know, have a good game of Monopoly or something and just like have a nice gathering like that because it's been so strange having so little access to friends and things. So definitely that's something that I've missed is parties.
What is that you accomplished during this pandemic that you're the most happy about?
I did take a online class that I had been thinking about for years, and it was through a platform called Coursera, and it was with Dr. Laurie Santos called The Science of Happiness. And it turned out it was the most popular online class ever. Learned a lot about gratitude, which I knew before, but now I'm much more aware of it. Learned a lot about spending, especially we didn't shop during this pandemic or didn't shop very much. And learned that the most happiness comes from spending money on things that are experiences. So it's much better to go on a trip than it is to buy a new blouse because your new blouse you're going to get tired of, but the memories of that trip will always be there. And also spending money on things you really don't want to do. Like if I were instead to hire somebody to come through and clean my closets, that would be much more gratifying and it would make me happier than if I had to go through it myself and probably stop the project halfway through.
Hire me.
We were going to talk after this. Yeah, that's what I was.
Messalina, what did you do?
I actually got loads of writing done because I do some screenwriting and I completed a short film. I wrote my first short TV series, which was a whole new adventure because I'd not done that medium before. And I wrote a horror thriller feature film. So that was exciting because I was able to just like let my creative juices flow and write every day with nothing else interrupting. So it was really nice to take advantage of that time and get something done. So I was very happy about that.
I did whiten and brighten my house a lot. I had wallpaper that was probably there since the 90s. I took it down myself. It was really therapeutic, just ripping something down. It was kind of like ripping away the old and putting in the new. But I did get to see my children, my older son who lives in DC. I did get to see him socially distanced a couple of times. So that was definitely a highlight of the pandemic. I want to ask, what is one of the first things that you want to do when things are clear and you can go out, even if it's with a mask on?
I want to go to Disney.
Oh, oh, fun.
I'm addicted. I love Disney World so much, and I just keep missing different rides, mostly different foods that are there, and I'm like, I want to go back so badly. So that's my bucket list.
They
Like those
have-
pops with the Mickey ears.
Yeah, oh yeah, those are good. I know there's some restaurants that I love. Like I love the Animal Kingdom, the Animal Kingdom Lodge. They have a restaurant there, and the food in there is amazing. And it's just there's so many different things. And Epcot does an amazing food and wine festival,
Yeah.
and that's well. So oh my goodness, I could just eat all day at Disney. I don't need the rides. I just need the food.
That Animal Kingdom, I got some salad there and it had some kind of meat on it. I don't know if it was bison meat or something unusual, but it was 2 servings. It was so good.
Wow.
And they also, I'm a Disney person also. They also have, it's at the studios. They have this chili dog, and the chili dog's like really, really big. And it's got a lot of chili on it and a lot of cheese on it. It's really, you eat the whole thing. But my thing is, I want to go to Home Goods and just feel safe and spend hours in Home Goods.
Oh, I want to go to a bookstore. I just miss walking around, or a library. I just miss looking at all those titles. And I know if my sisters are watching, they're going, she was always a nerd. But that's what I really want to do.
What about you, Ileana?
Yeah, I would say to bookstore, just a store where you can just browse and, and then go grab a little something to eat and talk to people and look people in the eye. Because during this pandemic, everybody was like with the blinders. Nobody wanted to look. It's like, you're not going to contract it from looking at me. But people really were so afraid to even like connect with each other. So that'll be just lovely to be able to just connect with strangers again.
Well, I feel so bad because I always like to be that person that smiles at strangers and things, because I feel like it's like the whole passing a smile, it's like you're passing positivity. And I keep remembering, oh yeah, they can't see that. So I tried to start developing like this eye squint to try and show that I'm like smiling. I'm thinking people just probably think I'm looking at them really weirdly.
That's
That poor young girl has a twitch.
yeah. I actually had
Problem.
during the pandemic. It's still not totally gone, but it was just from stress. And yes, definitely about the eye contact. I'm a walker, and I will find that when I walk, people will walk on the other side, or I'll do the same for them. And it just seems so unfriendly, but it's so necessary. And I'll try to like smile at them while I do it, or if they're doing it, because I know what they're doing, but I haven't mastered that eye smile like you have.
Yeah, there needs to be some kind of signal, like a namaste or.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I took to doing. I took to waving and just saying, hi, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So if we had to come up with 5 things that we can't wait to do after the pandemic, I'm hearing go to Disney, go to a
That's
store, whether it's a bookstore or Home Goods. Number 3, be able to
Eat
smile
out
at
in a
someone.
restaurant.
Yeah, eat out in a restaurant. Yeah.
Go to the theater.
4
God.
restaurants.
Theater.
The theater.
Yes, the theater. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Anything live entertainment of some sort, whether it's music, a jazz club, a theater, off Broadway, Broadway, that. Oh, yes.
This is it.
Okay, so we have Disney, we have go to stores, we have theater or live performances, we have, help me out.
Stop by
Uh,
someone's
smile-
house. Have a plan or
smile-
go to someone's house for a party, for
Yes.
a coffee, for anything.
Or just entertain.
Yeah.
I love entertaining.
Entertain,
Entertaining, I love, and I miss it so much.
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
smile, which means also smile and being with the people, our friends and family.
Smiling without our masks.
Yes. And these are the things that we've learned, the little things that we've learned during the pandemic. I was reading that during the pandemic, we're not stimulated enough. So like we have like smooth brain syndrome because we need that stimulation of doing new things every day. And we haven't been.
That's true. Also, now I have a question to ask everybody. Did you all stock up on all these fancy masks? Because I didn't, but I have friends who did. They were like fashionistas with their masks.
I definitely have a collection now, mostly because people have been kind and bought me some. And my mom, when she'd see things, would be like, oh, you might like that. And she got dance ones, which have like they go around the neck and so on, because they're designed for dancers. So you don't drop them or lose them. And so those are really handy. And I've got different colors in those and so on. So I wouldn't say I've gone crazy and bought expensive ones, but I definitely have a lot of colors.
And Messalina, can you please tell us why everyone would be so concerned as to be buying you masks?
Well, my husband and I are expecting a baby in August. So, we're very excited. And yeah, so everyone's been a bit concerned, but luckily I've had my first vaccine, and I'll have my second one soon. So hopefully that'll make things just a bit better.
And it must have been very different. I mean, normally when you're pregnant, you really have to watch for things and your life changes, but yours must have changed on steroids being pregnant during this.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that I'm with my parents because of the way that life situations have ended up. My husband and I live with my parents right now. And actually it's been great because my mom's able to help me so much. And I was quite ill during the first trimester and things. So having that family support has been great. I know the trend has always been like, oh, like move out as a young couple and do things yourself. And like, but actually this is kind of more old fashioned way of like having and my sister's at home too. So it's so nice to have everybody around. So I'm very grateful for that. And it's definitely made things easier. So very grateful.
So I'm going to wrap this up soon, but it's lunch with the ladies. And right now we're on Zoom, so we've all made our own lunches, but what is everybody eating right now?
I thought it was drink with the ladies. So I didn't make lunch.
Cheers to that.
You'll have to have a second one for me.
Okay.
I've got collagen tea and I have a Caesar salad, which is my go-to.
Oh, it's great.
My doctor said I need more calcium. I was going to have ice cream, but I have yogurt in a parfait.
And so it's such a pretty glass. I love it. I've got soup.
What kind of soup?
Leek potato.
Oh, sweet potato. Did you make it?
Leek and potato. No, it's from a container. I'm not that skilled. My mom can make leek and potato, but she's working and busy, so just keeping it
Does
simple.
anyone here like to cook? Because it's ladies with that are going to lunch, but this is not a cooking show.
I love to cook
You love
and
to cook?
bake.
I like to bake.
I'm really into baking. Well, especially because I can't have gluten, dairy, or eggs. So it's like a challenge. And I make something that you can normally make without those things. And sometimes it's a disaster.
I've tried some of the dairy-free things, the things with eggs. Sometimes they're not worth the calories.
Yeah, I'm not into baking, but I'm into eating baked goods. Bakery, that's me. Life is short, eat dessert first. That's my motto. That's it.
Go with it. Go. Yeah, I made a lot of banana bread.
And soups and then some strange things because Instacart would deliver items I didn't ask for. And then it was like being on Chopped on TV and you go, okay, I have a rutabaga. What do I do with it? So that's what happened.
We got this at the beginning when you couldn't get the groceries. We were hunting for different places where you could get things, and we found this place that will bring you a box full of organic vegetables. And I didn't know what a lot of the vegetables were, so I'd have to take them and look and find out where they were. And they ended up cooking with some things. Like there was something called I don't even remember what it was. It looks like a celery, but it wasn't a celery. And I found that it's really good in soup.
That's cool.
Bok choy.
Sounds good.
Oh, I love bok
Bok
choy.
choy.
A bok choy.
Yeah, it was very good. So
It stir fries really well as well.
yeah, I put it in a lot of different things. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today, our first episode. And at the end of each episode, we are going to focus on a charity because it is all about giving back. We're all fortunate enough to be here. And especially during the pandemic, we've all seen how important it is to give back and to help others. So for today's Spotlight charity, I want to mention CASA, C-A-S-A. CASA is a national organization that provides advocates and items to children in foster care. They train people to become advocates, and those advocates work one-on-one with the children. They are always in need of advocates. For more information on CASA, you can contact nationalcasagal.org. That's national CASAGAL.org. Please follow us on Facebook, everyone. And remember, every day, give joy and find joy. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Wake up with a smile.